for a few years.
Okay.
In the late 90s, early 2000s.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know who took over after that. Salem Hills was eventually built to kind of give way for new growth in South Valley,
Yes.
right? So it took some of the load off of Payson, took some of the load off of Spanish.
Yep.
So then that way, Salem Hills, it's actually one of the newer schools.
Yes, it
It's
is.
probably only 12, 13 years old, maybe. Is that it?
I don't know.
Maybe 12 years old?
Yeah.
Like that.
I was a strength coach there in 2012, and it was pretty new. So, yeah, it's probably
Okay,
like 12, 13 old. But, yeah. Did you guys, like, growing up, I mean, I know you don't remember everything. Did you guys vacation much? Did you go, like,
yeah, me and my
what'd your dad do for work?
Did you hunt?
I didn't do much hunting. I got an older brother that hunts, but no, my dad works for Orem City. But we just grew up on a farm, growing up with cattle, waking up every day, doing that. Come home from school.
So he was a hard worker. He had jobs. He had chores he had to do. Unlike the kids these days,
not taking out the garbage every day. It was chores.
Yeah, man.
But no, grew up on that, and my older brother, my dad, got me into working on cars, classic cars, restoring all them. Still a little hobby I like to do when I have time and money.
So do you remember that kind of stuff? Like
A little bit. There's
like mechanics. Like, did that kind of stay when you looked at an engine again? Did you know what to do,
Yes,
or did you have to relearn that?
A little bit. There's still stuff I have to relearn.
Yeah.
To this, it's one of those things if you don't do it all the time, and
Yeah.
there's plenty of things that I don't quite remember or recall on that. But so we've done that.
Just kind of a sports. Yeah. Did you play sports?
Didn't do sports. No. Didn't do any sports. Didn't hunt. I was kind of the outcast on that. I'd go home. I'd go to school. I'd come home. I'd work on cars.
Okay.
Whatever it was that way.
That's awesome.
Then I started hanging out with friends. When I had the Nova that I had before I got my wreck. So I had it my sophomore year. And in between my sophomore year and junior year, I had a friend in Salem that had an old Camaro, and me and him would car show together. And that was awesome.
Yeah.
I remember a few spots that I did car show with Spanish Fork and Salem and
awesome.
Nephi and that one. And it was awesome because it kind of gave you pride in yourself because you'd have people looking at your car, whatever.
Yeah,
that way, it was awesome. And then all of a sudden, like I say, everything was fine and dandy one day. Went to saw my girlfriend, coming home. Next thing I know, I wake up in the hospital and it was
cars destroyed.
upside down.
You don't remember,
I don't remember anything. Had to relearn how to do all this, whatever. Come home. Me and her, granted, broke up. She's actually married to a good old friend of mine now, and I'm happy for him. But
that's good.
Just keep going, like I say. Went to school, did everything I could for packets to summer school, everything I can, so I could graduate with my class, which I did.
Sure. How much time did you end up missing?
I'm trying to remember right off. My sophomore year, I do remember I didn't do very much in high school, so I was kind of a slacker. So I had a lot to make up on that as it was. Then I missed a lot of after my car wreck. So they put me in the special ed class, which that was an eye opener to me. Yeah, because you sit there and think, back in high school or back even in junior high or whatever, you see the special ed class and you kind of, those are, the geeks or whatever, you kind of make fun of whatever. And then all of a sudden I'm put in there and I'm one of those guys and it's like, wow, that was a total night and day. And then all of a sudden I started realizing how different life was.
Yeah, and you don't know everybody's story.
No,
you don't know why that kid was in there. You don't know why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
And it opened my eyes big time. And so I started living life completely different than what I was prior, granted, from what I could remember anyway. And just, trying to do what I could, be a decent person in the world. And that's helping out everybody, doing what I could that way.
Sure.
But yeah, I did the high school thing, and then, like I say, graduated from high school, got married a little bit after that, had my daughter, and things didn't work out there. So I had the stress of that a little bit and moved back in with my parents. Did what I could do there for a little bit. I was working a few different little side jobs then and there, and then I got a job as a butcher. I did that for 9.5 years.
Wow.
Loved it.
That's actually a long time. Those are usually pretty high turnover.
Which is pretty, usually, so I did that pretty good. Through that, like I said, met my ex-wife. We got married. normal ups and downs, whatever. Had my second child, and then all of a sudden things didn't pan out between me working the meat cutting job and then got another side job to help out on other things, and kind of mixture of stress and lack of sleep, which is another
huge
big thing, which we'll get into that in a minute. But so I between that and everything else, we went our different ways, which worked out. And with all that stress and everything, I lost the job at the meat cutting place. Lost the job there. From there, I've done everything from selling cars to other meat cutting businesses to production to warehousing, which is what I do now. And I've been at my job now since October, but I've had an outrageous amount of different jobs due to situations. I've had some jobs. I've had at least 2 that I can state that I've been let go because of my situation. But that's what it is. And
is it more of a when stress gets too high, or let's say you don't get enough sleep? Because with everybody, if stress is too high and you don't get enough sleep, that is a stressor.
Yes.
There's more inflammation in the brain.
Yes.
And with somebody who has a TBI, you're talking about it's already been fighting inflammation.
Yes.
And then you double that with more inflammation. That can affect cognitive function. That can affect your decision making.
Yes.
That can affect a lot of different things.
Balance for me.
Stuff that could be really hard to maintain a quality job like you want.
My thing, like you say, the more stressed out I am, the worse my memory, like short term, as in. So there's a lot of things, especially with where it's like, oh, okay, well, here, do this, 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 and this, and then I do it, and it's okay. So did you do this? How did you? They'd ask you a certain question, and you would have to try to step back what you did 3 days ago, and you're like, I don't remember. I don't remember. And after so many times of that, it causes problems.
They're just like, we got to let you go.
Yeah, and it really sucks, but it's, you got to keep going. You can't let it hold you back. But it's again, with the sleep, that's one of the parts of your brain or whatnot, I call it, that I lost, or that, so the part of your brain that says, hey, you're tired, or hey, you need to sleep, that doesn't work for me. So I can just run, which is great some days, but but it's not good at the same time, because even though you can run like that, your body can't.
Well, you're going to pass out sometimes.
So there's times it's like, hey, you've got to take it easy, or, and then mixture of circulation and other parts from my brain. I don't feel my hands or my feet, like from my waist almost down, and which makes it a little harder to even do much of anything when you try to do stuff. And again, you just you keep going, but it's just you got to be.
So you have to be on a good schedule.
Yes. So and then like I say, and another part of it is the part that says, hey, you're hungry or you need to eat or something. I don't have that, so I have myself on a nice little reminder on my phone or whatever that, hey,
time to
11
eat.
o'clock, I got to go get something. Even though I'm not stating I'm hungry, I need to get some kind of protein, whether it be a drink or something.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
To keep myself going.
That's interesting.
That's good, reminders.
You have to.
I feel the exact same way in my situation.
No, I get you.
Well, some people, you could if you didn't feel, if your brain wasn't telling you that, then you could end up, overeating too.
Yes.
You could be so that's why keeping a tight schedule, reminder on your phone, that's a perfect.
No,
I mean that's perfect for anybody who wants to moderate their diet in a general way anyways, is to say, hey, this time I need to drink more water. I need to do this. It's a great way to schedule it out.
Yes, it is.
So then that way people don't forget. In your case, it's necessary.
It is necessary.
And other people, it's just so they can get into the habit of eating healthier.
Yes,
right?
and there's plenty of times that I will I come home and my wife comes home for work, or I go grab her or whatever it is, and we'll start talking in the first 20 minutes. When was the last time you eat? Because you're a little snappy. I can tell you're, you know what? I don't feel it. I don't see it.
You're
but I'm hangry.
I ate breakfast.
I think I ate breakfast today. I think I had a protein bar. I don't know. Okay, it's time to eat something. I'll go grab something because, and thank goodness for that, because there's times, like I say, that I don't realize it because I feel fine. My brain's not saying, hey, you need to go do something or whatever.
See, and bless her heart for being, understanding about that kind of thing.
Yes.
There are some people that would bother them a lot.
Yes.
But it's kind of out of your control. I mean, you can, set the notifications on the phone, but still, if you've never been through that, like I've never been through that, I don't know what that feels like, but I can imagine how it could really get out of control easy.
Yeah.
Yes, there's.
You know what I mean? And that can cause a rift in lots of different relationships.
Yes, I know. Back in the day. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, so, your wife's got to be a pretty stellar person.
She is. She's, No, there's times back before I was married and all that back in my single days. Well, not even single days because I had my kids, but that I remember running 3-4 days no sleep because I'd go out and hang out with my friends. I'd come home and go to work, and then I'd just go home and take an hour nap and go because I didn't need it. And then there was days and it's like, oh, I'm gonna pass out if I don't do something, and then I have to call off work because I have to sleep because I'm so tired because I didn't sleep the last 3 days or whatever, which causes problems too. But so like I say, now that I've got it all on a kind of a schedule.
Yeah, that really reminds me of before my brain injury. Like that was my schedule to the T. Like sleep 2 hours when you get the chance, and go hang out with people, and
that'll catch
smoke
up
some,
to you.
Yeah,
Smoke some weed, and then
yeah.
It's no
and,
fight.
and then eat a bunch of junk food. And,
It adds up.
That's got to be the least healthy way
well,
to
the thing
live.
is you're not you're letting life being done to you instead of living life. Like you should be the operator of your life instead of just let it, like, here you go, smack in the face, we're just gonna just take life as it is. Like you
that
can actually have more
me
control.
So much of before my brain injury.
Yeah, interesting.
It's just crazy.
So what is it? What do you do now? Like
so right now I'm working just warehouse job over at Vox.
Okay, that's the one that's
in Provo, running the warehouse there.
Okay. Did you say you have been there for 9 months?
No,
now?
I've been there since October, so something like that. Yeah. Before that, I was working at another business as a warehouse. Did that for a year and a half. Had a job offer at another place for more money an hour. I got excited, jumped off, and did that, which it worked for like 3 months, and then it went under. And by that time, it's like, so thankfully this place I'm at now came around. So I did that for a couple years. Before that, like I say, a bunch of different little side jobs here and there.
Yeah.
My biggest one,
just
like I said,
doing
was
what you have to do.
You can't.
What does an interview look like? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
those
because at some point you have to like tell them, they're like, listen, I do have like this TBI and it affects my performance at some level.
I make sure, and I've done this
because you don't want it to be a surprise on them.
I've had that more recent. I've had it at one job. I do remember back. It's been quite a while ago. That I had situations, they pulled me in the office, hey, what's going on? I informed them, I wish you would have told us that before, and things went south and whatever. But so now it's, as soon as I go in for the first interview, I let them know.
Yeah.
And then if it's from there and there, because it's something, I have heard people that like have told me, your brain injury's nothing, whatever. Yeah, you've got situations, but everybody does. You don't need to brag about it. You don't need to, I'm not bragging about it, but it's something I'm not ashamed of by any means.
Right.
So if I can go ahead like you guys are doing here, if I could find a way to state, hey, I've got it and whatever, but I inform the interview right off the bat, hey, I've got this. This is the situation. I don't have any problems. I can drive forklifts. I can do this, that.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine. My memory's a little shoddy if I'm not slept right, if I'm overstressed, if I'm over this, whatever. I get a little snappy or whatever it may be.
But you need to let them know.
But I let them know. Yeah. And sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's okay, well, thanks for saying that. We'll let you know, and you never hear from them again. And that's just life in general. But like I say, it's something you got to kind of let out there because it's...
I feel like that could either be a really good place, like the places you normally work for, like warehouses and stuff like that. That could be like a really good thing for a brain injury person, or it could be a really unsafe, unsafe place to work.
Yes.
Because with a brain injury, I find myself like staring off or whatever. Like,
Yes. No, I understand.
yeah.
Yes.
And
Next thing